If you really think about it, spending time outdoors is a funny thing to do. We spend most of our lives trying to find comfort. A grander house, a high-end car, luxury holidays. And yet, like me, I bet you love the outdoors. Which is weird. Outside is where it's often too cold or too hot, too wet or too dry, too windy or too many bugs.
Ugh.
And yet, when you're sat in a comfortable office chair in an air-conditioned building, drinking coffee on tap, why is it that you crave the outdoors? It's just so good to be outdoors, experiencing the fresh air, and like I can just get away from the things that get to you, just in everyday life. It doesn't have to necessarily be any big things that go on in your life. But all those little weights that you carry, they just seem to disappear where you can get outdoors and just spend time doing something you love. In this day and age, spending time in nature feels like something that needs to be crammed in. For many, weeks can go by before you've even had the chance to walk down a muddy path, see a flowing river, or hear the rustle of trees. And that, my friends, is not a good thing. It's not good for you, it's not good for your family, and it's not good for us as a society. You see, time outdoors is more important than you might think. Things I absolutely love about spending time outdoors is scenes like this. This is what you might describe as a classic landscape photography scene. And what's funny about this is that the inspiration for this actually didn't come from a photographer. It came from a painter, somebody called Ivan Shishkin. You might have heard of him. He was a Russian realist painter. And the reason I've suddenly found him so inspirational is that his works didn't depend on fancy colours, amazing light. He was all about composition. And that really inspired me because you can't always have the conditions guaranteed. But one thing that you can always do is work at getting your composition just right. And he absolutely did that. And that's what I think makes this scene so beautiful. Honestly, when scenes like this appear in the outdoors, it really does make me feel privileged that I can spend time here. Honestly, the water's just like glass today. Absolutely gorgeous. There is something in particular about photography that really connects you with the nature that you're photographing. It's such a simple action, taking a photo. It's not really complicated. You line up your composition, take the picture. But something about that action really makes you feel like you are part of the landscape rather than just a simple observer. Why am I telling you this story then? What is its purpose? The journal Nature published a study in 2019 about the benefits of spending time outdoors. I've linked it in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. Essentially, they found that good health and also feelings of well-being were directly linked to spending time in nature every week. The study found the sweet spot to be 2 hours in nature every 7 days for maximum effect. That doesn't sound like a lot, does it? But how often do you actually get to drive out to somewhere wild and just enjoy it? That's actually the reason I took up photography. I never intended on making it a job. It was to give me a reason to be outdoors. And in this, there is an important lesson. Tell me what you think. Why do you think it is that humans have this need to get out in nature? Let me know why you think the reason is down in the comments. What is the lesson to be taken away then? Well, I hope it's pretty obvious. Make time for nature. Put yourself where you belong. Go outside.